This is a judge. Okay, when you go into court, you expect the judge to be the most impartial person in that courtroom. You expect the judge to be the neutral arbiter of law. You expect them to be fair and unbiased. What happens when they're not? What would you do if you found yourself in a courtroom with perhaps the most racist judge you will ever hear about in your entire life? And by the most racist judge you've ever heard of in your entire life, I mean perhaps the most racist judge that you'll ever hear about in your entire life. Benched Brooklyn judge's alleged homophobic racist remarks preceded removal from the bench. These were so bad. These were so bad that she was removed from the bench. She is no longer a judge. Explosive new court papers accuse a Brooklyn surrogate court judge booted from the bench last year of spewing racist and anti-gay remarks, denouncing Hispanics as promiscuous liars and ranting that homosexuality is an abomination. An affidavit from Chief Administrative Judge Lawrence Marks laid bare the plethora of hateful remarks Judge Harriet Thompson allegedly said in the courthouse in the presence of unified court system personnel. The fiery words preceded her abrupt removal from her position in December. "I hate these gay white men," she is quoted as saying in the document, while later declaring gay racist maggots trying to ruin me and get me. Being gay is an abomination to mankind. The Holy Ghost is going to get them. There we go. She's going into the religious fervor. The being gay is an abomination to mankind, and the Holy Ghost is going to get them. Oh, I haven't had a drink of water or alcoholic beverage. My throat isn't ready for the preaching. I know you like it when I do the preaching. And I was going to do the preaching, but my throat is not up to it today. So let's get back to the article. Thompson's vile speech also, he reads as pretending as if that last little bit never happened. Thompson's vile speech also included a remark that she assumed the litigant was a liar in cases involving anyone with a Hispanic sounding name, according to the 20-page Brooklyn Supreme Court filing obtained by the Daily News. "They have a deceitful trait that goes back to biblical times," she was quoted as saying. "The men are always stealing, and the women are no better. They lie and steal and use their vaginas for anything they want." Yet this is a judge. This is a judge talking about anyone with a Hispanic sounding name. "The men are always stealing, and the women are no better. They steal, lie, and steal, and use their vaginas for anything they want." Thompson, now seeking to vacate the order from Marks that removed her from the bench, she's fighting to get back on the bench. She's fighting to get her job back. She wants her job back. Responded to the news that she was the victim of a political hit. "No, I think you were the victim of that damn mouth of yours. I'm entitled to my day in court, to my right of confrontation, and to my right of cross-examination," she said Saturday. "I categorically deny the allegations. You know what? It's about integrity and character. That's all I have. People lie, and people believe their lies." But the affidavit filed by the state's chief administrative judge alleges other targets. That ain't all, folks. That ain't all. Other targets of Thompson's wide-ranging bile includes natives of the West Indies. I mean, why not? Overweight coworkers, fellow female judges, white women, and black women. That's just about everybody, isn't it? Holy crap. Natives of the West Indies. How does that even come up? I mean, overweight coworkers, fellow female judges, white women, and black women. She accused her female colleagues of trading sexual favors for their seats on the bench, labeling one woman as part of the group of hoes and describing another black judge as a house binger and puppet for the white man, according to court papers. In a particularly callous comment, as if these others have not been particularly callous, this one is really, really particularly callous, I suppose. Thompson said that a fellow judge got what she deserved when diagnosed with early onset Alzheimer's disease. She got what she deserved. The court papers allege the judge also declared a state court worker was likely a prostitute and suggested her boyfriend is pimping her. Thompson filed on an April 14th petition arguing for her return, with court papers explaining in great detail the state's opposition to her coming back. Although petitioner claims that the administrative reassignment of her cases and the appointment of the acting surrogate violate the law and constitute an abuse of discretion, an examination of those claims shows them to be entirely without merit, attorneys for the state wrote in the court papers. Though Thompson was removed from the Brooklyn courts almost 9 months ago, the specifics of the allegations against her were never made public until the recent court filings. Thompson, whose anticipated 14-year term began January 1st, 2019. Well, that didn't work out very well, did it? She gets 2 years of her 14-year term. She was yanked from the bench at the surrogate court in downtown Brooklyn and barred from entrance to non-public areas of the building late last year. She basically can walk the main hallway of the courthouse. She argued in court papers for a return to her job, arguing Marks had overstepped his authority by replacing her. Though Thompson was blocked from hearing cases, she was not removed from office or suspended and remains on the judicial payroll. The announcement of her removal from the courtroom included none of the sordid details behind her sudden exit. The jury was previously embroiled in a battle with colleague Richard Buckheit, who was responsible for handling the estates of Brooklynites who died without wills. Thompson accused him of hiring young white males for temporary office jobs, while the gay city employees accused her of homophobia. The state's Unified Court System Inspector General presented Marks with a confidential report substantiating the offensive conduct last December 3rd, setting this process in motion. I determined it would not be appropriate for Thompson to continue to preside over judicial matters or interact with court personnel for the duration of the commission's investigation. The failure of the court system to take corrective action in response to Thompson's conduct could potentially open the court system to a claim that it facilitated a hostile work environment. I don't know what gave them the idea that all of that may constitute a hostile work environment, but wow. Oh, that's brutal. But why, how do people from the West Indies fall into this? I'm just confused. Wow. So yeah, how would you like to be anyone? Black, white, woman, gay, from the West Indies? How would you like to be basically anyone that came in front of this judge? If I was of any race, I don't care. Especially, I mean, she was complaining about white men being chosen to work as clerks in black firms. I don't care what. Hey, what's up, Steph? Steph, the altar nerd, is in the house. I don't care what race you are, what gender you are, what sex you are. I don't care. If I was convicted by that judge, I would be so up in her shit and appealing my case based on that garbage that flowed out of her mouth. I mean, when it gets down there to like, oh, the gays, the Holy Ghost is going to get them. I can't keep doing that voice until I have something to drink. Wow. and saying Hispanic women have been lying since biblical times, and that they use their vaginas to get everything they want. I mean, wow. That's got to be the worst judge I have ever heard of in my entire life. And for those of you that popped in the middle of this and were wondering what the hell that was all about, go back and watch the last, about 10 minutes. That's rough. I got nothing to add for that other than wow. Worst judge ever. Okay, all right, now got to take another break there. That got me riled up. Steph, the altar nerd in the house. And Steph is our newest clean and sober member. Welcome aboard. I feel so darn special. Thank you so much. Wow. John Black says, Legal Vices, you've obviously never met an old black lady from NYC. They're all exactly like that. Well, I would hope not. That was pretty brutal. I closed the article here. Let me reopen that again. I mean, that was rough. And it freaks me out that this was so open. And it was from a judge that is hearing cases about whether or not people are guilty of crimes. And as we were just talking about prosecutorial misconduct, this is judicial misconduct of a stunning magnitude. I mean, let's just bump back there and read again a few of these comments that this judge had said. Let's bring this back up again. I mean, this is insane. This judge is literally evil. God. Yeah. Spewing racist anti-gay remarks, denouncing Hispanics as promiscuous liars, ranting that homosexuality is an abomination. I hate these gay white men, she quoted as saying in the document, while later declaring, gay racist maggots trying to ruin me and get me. Being gay is an abomination to mankind. The Holy Ghost is going to get them. I mean, seriously, for fuck's sakes, this is ridiculous. And she assumed the litigant was a liar in cases involving anyone with a Hispanic sounding name. They have a deceitful trait that goes way back to biblical times because there was a lot of Mexicans. There was a lot of Hispanics mentioned in biblical times, wasn't there? I mean, for God's sake, she is relying on the Bible, biblical age, as being somehow proof that people with Hispanic sounding names are deceitful. Their men are always stealing and the women are no better. They lie and steal and use their vaginas for anything they want. Yeah. And again, what is up with it? I don't get this. Her wide-ranging bile includes natives of the West Indies. What did people from the West Indies do to her? And remember, she's a black woman and she hates black women. Her targets include natives of the West Indies, overweight coworkers, fellow female judges, white women, black women, calling them the other black judges as house bingers. One woman is part of a group of hoes. Someone who has early onset Alzheimer's disease, quote, got what she deserved. So accusing another state court worker of being a prostitute and her boyfriend pimping her out. This is one of these articles that the first thing you do when you see it is you go, okay, is this from the Onion? Is this from, the Babylon Bee? Is this from a parody site? And then you find out, no, that's a real legit thing.